This video explores the architecture of inequality, decoding the history, environment, and profound human cost of our global housing crisis. The crisis is vast. By 2030, 1 in every 4 people on Earth could be living in a slum. Currently, 1.6 billion people lack adequate shelter, with up to 90% of urban populations in some developing countries residing in informal settlements. This inequity has historical roots, originating in 19th-century London. Over time, it became a global colonial construct used to justify segregation, a legacy that continues to influence modern clearance schemes today. The built environment itself is a danger. Poor roofing and walls, lack of ventilation, dirt floors, and dense spatial planning create a cycle of illness, fire, and flood risk that residents must constantly struggle to overcome. Environmental degradation compounds these issues. Climate change, through thawing permafrost and increased flooding, releases persistent organic pollutants and heavy metals directly into the local water supplies and food webs of these communities. Children are especially vulnerable. Biological factors, close-to-ground living, and poor immune systems make them suffer disproportionately from these environmental stressors, which are only amplified by the changing distribution of disease vectors. The human cost is measured in trauma. Studies show high levels of PTSD and depression among women in these settlements, often linked to economic stress and violence, with limited access to formal support services. This creates a vicious cycle of vulnerability, from insecure tenure and environmental hazards to trauma, mental collapse, and impaired functioning, trapping families in deep, persistent poverty. Global policy is shifting. While the 20th century default was eradication through demolition, modern approaches increasingly favor in situ upgrading, treating residents as active participants in building their own cities. Our interventions range from reactive clearance and adaptive localized support to proactive, citywide upgrading. Only the latter transforms slums into neighborhoods with truly sustainable living conditions. Consider the Dharavi megaproject in Asia. With over 11,000 rehabilitation tenements planned, this massive project highlights the complexities of moving from blueprint to execution on a 7-year timeline. However, policy creates an eligibility chasm. Cut-off dates for structures risk displacing communities, disrupting local economies, and effectively exporting poverty rather than solving it. True redevelopment requires a synthesis, a just urban transition that integrates physical structures with environmental and human safety nets to finally break the cycle of trauma and poverty. In conclusion, our blueprint for the future must prioritize legal recognition, community empowerment, and intersecting care, ensuring that residents have the tenure, agency, and support to thrive.